Hi everyone and welcome to today's class. So this is day 1 of the 5-day Flow with Your Cycle challenge, and it's a universally gentle practice. So what that means is that this practice is suitable for any phase of your cycle, any place if you're on a fertility journey. It is safe to practice, and we'll just do a really good all body stretch and feeling good and starting to tune in and listen to our bodies, which is going to be a big focus of this week. But specifically today, the theme is feedback. So listening to your body and using that as feedback. And your cycle is always talking to you and giving you signs and symptoms and energy levels. And we're going to tap into that this week. So we're going to start in this seated position. And we're just going to do a short meditation. So upright but comfortable seated position, closing your eyes, shoulders are down away from your ears, and just allowing your breath to naturally flow. Just noting how your breath feels today. We're not trying to change it or control it. Just starting to tap in and notice our breath. Is it deep or shallow? Is it particularly fast or slow? Just a few more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, just slowly blink open your eyes. And we're just going to start with some simple neck rolls. So if you bring your right ear to your right shoulder and just hold it there for a couple of breaths. And we're going to roll chin to chest all the way round. Just allowing your head to be heavy and free. Your breath will naturally flow as you bring your chin to your chest. Now when you bring your head back. And next time your left ear is at your left shoulder, just hold it there for a couple of breaths. Just opening up the neck and the upper back. And roll in the opposite direction, chin to chest, going the other way. A really simple movement just to get things going, especially if it's the morning or it's the first time you're doing any sort of movement today. Lovely, and we're going to do a side body stretch. So right fingertips come down to the mat, left arm stretches up and over, like someone's pulling on your left middle finger, And think about pushing that left shoulder back so we're not rounding like this. And pressing that shoulder back, opening up the lovely side body stretch. And we're going to bring, before we do it to the other side, we're going to do a twist. So left fingertips come behind you, right hand reaches to the left knee. Inhale to lift your spine up, exhale into the twist. This is a version of an open twist. So we're not compressing our knees against our stomach, so this makes it safe for menstruation or any part of your fertility journey if you're on one. One more breath here. And release the twist, and we do the side stretch on the other side. So left fingertips come down, right arm stretches up and over. Really still noticing that breath when you're in these poses. And you can visualize the breath moving down into the area that you're stretching. And release. Right fingertips come behind you now, left hand to right knee. Inhale to lift and elongate the spine. Exhale into the twist. And just go as far around as is comfortable to you today. You don't need to be twisting all the way around for this to be effective, as long as you're feeling that stretch in your back. Twists are an excellent stretch for any time of our cycle, making sure we're doing open ones at certain times, like our menstruation. They detoxify and great for spine health. And release. Okay, so we're going to come into Balasana, child's pose. So if you come onto your knees, and we're going to do the extended version, which is big toes together, knees as far apart as is comfortable for you today. Ensure that you're sitting on your heels. And before we fold forward, we're going to inhale. We're going to feel like we're lifting up through our hips and then hinging at the hips, keeping your back straight, crawling your fingertips forward and melting your chest down to the ground, making sure that you're still sitting back on your heels. So your chest melting into the floor, forehead just gently pressing on the mat. Close your eyes and we're just going to stay here for 4 deep breaths. Being heavy and allowing yourself to melt into the pose, no tension or effort. One more deep breath. And slowly coming out of the pose, lift your forehead off, pushing into your hands to lift and crawl your way back up onto your heels. And we're going to come onto all fours to do some hip circles. So on all fours, ensuring that our knees are directly below our hips, pressing into the tops of our feet. Fingertips spread wide, wrists are directly under the shoulders. And we're just going to do some hip circles. So we're going to start going towards the right, so clockwise, just allowing your hips to circle round, pressing into fingertips and knuckles just to protect our wrists, and just allowing this movement to be really free. And you can decide how big you want these circles to be. Just check in with how your hips are feeling today. Come back to neutral and go around the other direction. So you can be keeping this really small, just keeping it quite controlled, or you can be really creating big circles, lots of space. We carry a lot of tension in our pelvic area and lower back throughout our cycle. One more circle. And back to neutral. We're going to come sitting back onto our heels. And we're going to move through a dynamic flow. So I'm going to demonstrate it first and then we'll go through it together 4 times. So we're starting in this position with our hands to our heart. Inhale, we lift up onto our knees, arms raised straight up above. Coming down, we push back into extended child's pose. Lift up. Come onto all fours for a round of cat and cow. So dropping the belly, lift the gaze, round and contract. Then we press back into child's pose. And come back up, lifting up. And back down onto our heels with our hands at the centre of our heart. So we're going to do that 4 times together. And I'm going to add in the breaths as well when we're inhaling and when we're exhaling. Okay, so starting in this position, kneeling with hands at heart. Inhale, up on the knees, arms raised up to the sky. Exhale, coming down into child's pose. Inhale into cat. Exhale to cow, exhale to cat. Inhale, pushing back into child's pose. Exhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, come back to sitting on your heel. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, come down into child's pose. Inhale into cat and cow. Exhale to round and contract. Inhale, press back into child's pose. Exhale, arms rise. And inhale, sitting back on our heels. And exhale in rest. Twice more. Inhale, lift up, arms rise. Exhale, push down into child's pose. Inhale into cat and cow. Exhale to round and contract. Inhale, press back into child's pose. Exhale, lift, arms rise. Inhale, sit back on our heels. And exhale to rest. Last round of this dynamic flow. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, push back into child's pose. Inhale into cat and cow. Exhale as you round your back up to the sky. Inhale, press back into child's pose. Exhale, lift up, stretch up like your fingertips are being pulled up. And come back down, sitting on our heels with our hands at heart center. And take a few breaths here in this resting position. A really nice dynamic flow. It's slow, it's safe to do any phase of our cycle, and just builds up a little bit of energy, a little bit of heat. Perfect. Okay, we're going to come into a side pose. So you come sitting on your heels as we were at the start of our flow, facing forwards, and then you're just going to drop towards your right knees. So you come into this sort of side sitting position. Legs are stacked on top of each other. And we're going to stay like this. We're going to put right fingertips to the side of the mat. And we're going to push our hips up as we circle our left arm up and round, coming into this sort of baby wild thing position. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to bring our arm back down and come back to this side seating position. So inhale, lift up, swing your arm round, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, bring it back down into seated. We're going to do that twice more. So inhale, lift those hips up to the sky, but pushing your left hip up. Exhale, come back down. Once more before we go on to the other side. Inhale, swing the arm round, push up, and exhale, come back down. So you can simply just come back up to your heels and then lean over to your left side. Left fingertips come down to support you. Right arm's going to swing up and round on the inhale, this time pushing your right hip up. And exhale, come back down. Inhale, swing and lift. Exhale, bring it back down. Twice more like this, so your own breath rhythm. Exhale. Inhale, push up. And exhale, come down. And now we're going to come on to lying on our backs. So if you make your way down to the mat, to a comfortable position, make sure your tailbone's tucked under, lower back's pressing into the mat. And we're going to bring our knees in towards our chest. So this is Apanasana pose, or wind release pose. If you are menstruating today, this pose can be done with your knees out wide, so we're not compressing our stomach too much. If you're not, you can keep your knees together, or it may just be that it feels more comfortable to have it like that. You can have it either way. So just check in with that today. And we're going to start in this position, and we're going to inhale, extend your arms straight, bringing your knees out away from you. Exhale, bend into your elbows, bringing your knees back in. I'm going to do that 3 more times. So inhale, allowing your legs to be heavy and your arm movement to be moving the knees in and out. So inhale, extend the arms out. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale. And exhale, bring it back in. And just bring your hands to the front of your knees, just gently squeezing them in. And we're just going to do a few hip circles in this position. So like we did on all fours, but lying in this supine position. So swinging around clockwise. And your hands should just be gently on your knees, just gently guiding them round. This is a really nice sort of massage for your lower back. Particularly effective during menstruation, but obviously can be done at any phase of your cycle. Come back to neutral and go around in the opposite direction. Remember your breathing, not controlling it, allowing it to flow naturally. And bring your knees in for one gentle squeeze. Okay, and we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly pose. So I'm just going to sit up just to show you how we get into this pose. If you do have any instability in your knee or your hips, then you might just want to grab a couple of blocks just to support you in this pose. If you are using the blocks, just place them either side of the mat, roughly where your knees are going to be. So we're essentially going to pop them underneath like this, just to support our knees. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, and we're going to be reclining back. So just walk your hands back, support yourself with your elbows. And if you are using the blocks, just place them underneath where your knees will fall out to the side, tucking your tailbone under, pressing your lower, mid and upper back into the mat. And we're going to come into our reclined butterfly pose. Now in this pose, you can place your hands on your tummy, or if you want an additional sort of chest and upper back stretch, you can sort of cactus shape, so wide fingertips like this, bend in the elbows and just bring them up to either side, just above your head, just to create a stretch in the chest and upper back. So just check in where's comfortable for you with your arm placement today. I'm going to place mine on my tummy. And we're just going to spend a couple of moments in this pose, just being aware of your breath. This is a great stretch and opening for our pelvic area. You can visualize your breath just cleansing, moving down into where you're feeling the stretch, across your hips and your inner thighs. So we're just going to stay here in silence, and I'll let you know when we come out of the pose. Slowly start to deepen your breath as we prepare to come out of the pose. And you might just want to use your hands just to lift your legs up slightly, bringing your knees together. And move the blocks, if you use them, out of the way. And we're going to come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So allow your legs to take up some space. They can go to either edge of the mat. Arms coming down, away from hips. Shoulder blades pushing down, away from ears. Just ensuring that your forehead is soft, your jaw is soft. And you're just allowing your body to be heavy, melting into the mat below you. No tension or pulling in this pose, just simply being. And we'll stay in this pose for 1 minute of silence, and I'll let you know when we're coming out of the pose. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Wriggling fingers and toes, just bringing yourself back into the room. And when you're ready, just slowly rolling onto one side to make your way up to a seated position. And come into a comfortable upright position, eyes are closed. And just taking a moment here, focusing on your breath, noting how it maybe feels different to when we first sat on the mat. Noticing if your body feels any different after your practice. And a few more deep breaths here. And when you're ready, just slowly blink open your eyes. Place your hands together at the centre of the heart. And namaste to close the practice. Thank you so much for doing today's practice. You've now done day 1 of the 5-day Flow with Your Cycle challenge. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice and it's made you feel good in your body and given you some poses that you can do safely throughout your menstrual cycle. Can't wait to see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you.